It was one of those cold mornings that felt heavier than usual, the kind where silence spoke louder than words. Tom Rayburn, a single dad and former mechanic, was walking his son Ethan to school through the snow-dusted streets of Montana. Life hadn't been easy since his wife passed 3 years ago. Tom worked 2 jobs, fixed cars in his garage at night, and raised his boy alone. But no matter how hard things got, he always believed one thing: you never walk past someone who needs help. That morning, just as they passed an old gas station, Tom noticed something unusual. A beat-up pickup truck sat by the curb, engine steaming, backloaded with 2 sleeping twin girls, maybe 6 years old. Beside it, a young woman in a torn army jacket was struggling to push it forward. Her arm was bandaged, her face pale. Tom didn't even think twice. "Ethan, wait here," he said, running over. "You okay, ma'am?" The woman looked up, startled but relieved. I'm fine. Just overheated. I'll figure it out." But Tom could see she was anything but fine. Her left sleeve was soaked through with blood. She was trembling, and exhaustion shadowed her face. "You're bleeding," Tom said quietly. "Let's get you inside." Within minutes, Tom had the truck towed to his garage. He made some hot soup while Ethan helped bring blankets for the twins, who clung to each other, whispering softly. As the woman ate, she introduced herself. "Sergeant Claire Donovan, U.S. Army. On leave, or at least, I was supposed to be. My unit was ambushed overseas. Got hit, came home early. My husband didn't make it." Her voice cracked, and for a moment, the only sound was the twins breathing. Tom felt something twist inside him. He'd lost his wife, too. He knew that kind of silence, the one that followed tragedy. "You don't owe me anything," he said gently. "You and your girls are safe here tonight." Claire's eyes filled with tears. "Why would you help a stranger?" Tom smiled softly. "Because once, someone did it for me." That night, Tom made grilled cheese sandwiches, the twins giggled with Ethan over old cartoons, and Claire finally slept for the first time in days. While she rested, Tom quietly fixed her truck, new radiator, oil change, even filled the tank. He didn't have much, but he gave what he could. The next morning, Claire woke up early and found him in the garage, hands covered in grease. She looked at the repaired truck and shook her head. "You shouldn't have done this," she whispered. Tom just wiped his hands. "It's what I'd hope someone would do for my boy if I wasn't around." She hugged him, tears streaming. "You've done more for us than anyone since I got back." By noon, Claire and the twins were ready to leave. She thanked Tom again and drove off. Ethan waved until they disappeared down the road. Tom went back to work, thinking that was the end of it. But the next morning, his quiet street erupted with noise. Engines. Dozens of them. Tom stepped outside, and froze. 20 army trucks were pulling up in front of his little garage. Soldiers in uniform stepped out, followed by a tall man in decorated dress blues. The patch on his sleeve read General Donovan. Behind him, was Claire. The general approached, his eyes steady but filled with emotion. "Mr. Rayburn," he said, shaking Tom's hand firmly. "My daughter told me everything. What you did for her and my granddaughters. You didn't just fix a truck. You reminded us there's still good left in this world." Tom blinked, taken aback. "Sir, I was just helping someone who needed it." The general smiled. "That's exactly why we're here." He gestured to the trucks. They were filled with supplies, food, tools, toys, building materials. "Your kindness reached the Pentagon overnight," he continued. "These men and women wanted to say thank you for what you did for one of our own. We're here to rebuild this garage, expand it, and make it a veteran service center in your name." Tom was speechless. He looked at Ethan, whose eyes sparkled with pride. As the soldiers unloaded the trucks, Claire stepped forward. "You didn't know who I was," she said, smiling through tears. "You just helped. That's the kind of man this country needs more of." Tom felt a lump in his throat. "I didn't do it for thanks." "I know," Claire said softly. "That's what makes it matter even more." The twins ran up and hugged Tom's legs. "Thank you, Mr. Tom." They giggled. In that moment, surrounded by soldiers, his son, and the sound of laughter, Tom realized something. He'd spent years believing he was just surviving. But now, he was living again. By spring, the small-town garage had transformed into Rayburn's Veterans Haven, a community hub where soldiers could find help, jobs, and friendship. Every wall told a story of someone who had been saved not by money or medals, but by kindness. And sometimes, when the sun set and the wind grew still, Tom could still hear Claire's words in his heart. Greater than, you didn't just fix a truck. You fixed us.